Hi guys, it's Sam, and I'm back with another video for lawnfawn. Today I'm going to be using the Fangtastic Friends add-on stamps and dies. Fangtastic Friends stamps and dies. The new paper pack, Starry Skies, so pretty, and Flippin Awesome. I also end up using Puffy Cloud border dies and oh yeah, all the cloud stamps and dies, but I don't show those. I started by spraying some water onto my craft mat and getting my water brush nice and damp, and then I'm wondering what colors I should color the bats. Of course, I could have used traditional grays and blacks, which I try to avoid blacks when I'm coloring only because I usually stamp in black ink. So if I stamp in black ink and color in black ink, then there's a chance you can lose some of the design of the stamp. So anyway, I was testing what I wanted to use, and I ended up choosing a medium brown color with a darker gray and a lighter gray. And all of the bats that I color they'll be using the same shades of markers, but they all turn out a little bit different, which is exactly what I was going for. I wanted them to all look a little bit different colors, like some more brown, some more gray, and I just I just did that by changing if I started with brown and then used my water brush to pull it out, or if I started with gray and then what color I used on top of that. You can see those two little bats already look a little bit different. One is a little bit more brown and one is a little bit more gray. And of course, pink cheeks and of course, pink ears, because they're still lawnfawn animals and they're still adorable. So I had to make them even more adorable with their pink cheeks. I am coloring all of these images the same, and then I will be using their coordinating dies to die cut them out, which is really easy. And oh, for these two double little cuties, I definitely wanted to color them different next to each other. I didn't want them to be the same. So I started with one, and then I did different colors, well, same colors, but different order of colors when I colored this one. So you can see this one, the one on the right is a little bit more gray, and the one on the left is a little bit more brown. And I didn't even realize I forgot the cheeks and the ears on the bat at the top. I will later realize it, but it just didn't even occur to me at that point, which is crazy. This bat, I believe, is supposed to be hanging down with his wings spread, but I end up using him upside down, I guess, so he's right side up and like he's flying away, and it's perfect that you can use them for either one. And this one all wrapped up with his wings, it reminds me of a bunny all swaddled up. I love the oversized ears. I love it. I just think they're so cute, and bats are so important for the environment, so I love giving them some awareness and showing everyone how cute they can be. Look, this is me when I'm like, oh, I don't even notice yet. I thought this was me when I noticed ears. No, I don't even notice. I'm just going about my business coloring these tree branches for some of my bats to hang off. I do end up only using two of the branches, one big one and one small one. But oh yeah, that's when I noticed. But I always save all my images if I don't use them on a certain card so that I have them for next time, which is where the clouds from all the clouds come from later in the video. They were clouds I had previously colored for a different card. I didn't end up using them all, so I used them on this card. It was perfect. Lastly, I'm just coloring in these tiny little green leaves. Dark shade first, then medium, then light. Really easy because they're so small. And just using a little bit of water to clean up some of my mess. And those are the colored images. So cute, so fun. Didn't take that long. And now we're going to work on making the rest of the card. So for the Flippin Awesome die mechanism, I cut the large piece, and then the largest square I die cut 4 times from white cardstock. Then I use the Flippin awesome add-on and die cut the scalloped rectangle from the paper pattern from the pattern paper pack, and then used a different piece of paper from that patterned paper pack for my card base. And I'm just going to start by adding some ink blending to all of my squares, and then I die cut out with the Puffy Cloud Borders a strip of clouds that I'm just using as a stencil, and a little bit darker ink color to add a subtle tone-on-tone cloudy background to all my squares. And so the first square used Uncharted Mariner at the top and peacock feathers at the bottom. So my second square is going to be peacock feathers at the top with salvaged patina at the bottom. And then, like I said, I'm using a little bit darker ink color over where is already ink blended and adding the clouds. Perfect. My third square, I'm going to start with salvaged patina and then move on to cracked pistachio for a little bit of a green look. I'm just going to blend those two together. I think I end up using peacock feathers for the clouds here. Salvaged patina wasn't showing up on top of itself. And then a little bit of salvaged patina on top of the cracked pistachio. And just trying to find, you know, an edge to the clouds to line it up. And it's really hard at the edge there, but it's okay. I make it work. My last square uses cracked pistachio at the top with squeezed lemonade at the bottom. And I'm ink blending those together. And then using, again, I think I end up using, mowed lawn I end up using for over the cracked pistachio. And then mustard seed or cracked pistachio over the yellow. And those are the 4 flipping mechanisms that I will create my scenes on. Oh, I do end up using mustard seed. And then I also use mustard seed for the little arrow that we're going to use on the flipping mechanism as well. And these are what the 4 mini scenes are going to actually look like. I'm just using the lawnfawn glue to attach everything to my card. I really like that top bat not upside down because he looks like he's coming right at you. He's like, I'm coming for you, I'm landing by you, and I'm going to give you a hug. That's what's happening. I just am using an acrylic block to hold down what I am gluing. Just a little bit added pressure. And I tried to keep all the bats in a little bit different position on each little scene. And once they were glued, they're ready to put together. I am going to fold along the score line of my large die cut piece of paper from the Flippin' Awesome mechanism. I'm folding along all 4 perforated lines. I'm going to fold them front and back so that they really are used to folding. And that's going to make, when you actually slide the card up and down, that's going to make it go really smoothly. So I'm just folding them a lot, look, back and forth. And now I'm going to attach my scenes. My last scene is going to be the cracked pistachio and squeezed lemonade, and I just put tape all over the back of it, all over the whole thing. And I lined it up with the bottom of the die cut and kept the wings, those 2 little wings on the side. Then I'm using my glue gun, my tape runner, and I'm just putting a line of tape along each section of the perforated so that the rest of these little scenes are only getting attached at the top, I don't know, let's say 1/2 inch of their perforated section, and adding a little bit of tape runner and attaching the top part of the scene. And it's super easy. The folded lines tell you exactly where to go. Next, I'm just folding over my little wings, and I'm going to attach some tape runner and a little dab of glue because that glue is so strong. I didn't want it to seep out the sides, but just a tiny dab. I'm folding the top part down, so now we have the pull tab on the bottom, and I fold the wings underneath, and I'm attaching it to the scalloped piece of paper that we die cut with the paper pad. And then I'm going to attach the little arrow telling people what to do. And look, it's almost done. I am going to add some foam tape to the back of the whole thing so that it pops up, and it makes it a little bit easier for the recipient to get their finger under there to pull the tab. And then I had 2 extra bats. I couldn't let the card go without adding them. So I am going to add these 2 extra bats to the top right and left hand middle side of the card. And I just love how it brings the action to the rest of the card. And I'm like, oh, look, I'm done. And then I thought, oh, wait, I forgot about a sentiment. Totally forgot. I was too busy creating these scenes and having fun and coloring. I forgot to make the sentiment. So I'm like, okay, let's think about this. So what I did was I took the big die and I die cut just the part along the tab before the perforated lines, and I ink blended some mustard seed and squeezed lemonade on that. And I am going to stamp the sentiment in the middle of that before I attach it, just in case I messed it up. I'm not perfect. I didn't want to redo the whole thing. So I'm just masking off part of the sentiment. The sentiment is currently in a long, thin row, which I usually love, but in this case I wanted it stacked. So I'm just masking it off on the side and then adding a little heart at the bottom so that it takes up more of the pull tab. And now I'm going to add a little bit of coloring to the heart and then attach that to the pull tab. And I'm like, oh, I can't get it. Couldn't get it under. I did. I finally did. And then I'm just going to attach it down and look, boop, boop. Look how easy that is. Oh, so fun. It works. So here's the final card. I am just showing all those cute little scenes with the sentiment at the bottom, the little bats. Adorable. I love how cute it turned out. I love the gradient of the scene, and those little bats are just adorable. Be sure to check this card out up on the Lawnfawn blog and have a great day. Bye!